crazy mother.
What it do, soul visionaries and potential soul visionaries out there. I am your host, Sherrod Corner. You are now rocking with the mobile version of the Soul Vision Powercast. You know that place where we keep it unfiltered and raw. We talk about anything from porn to politics. We'll even talk about those things you might have heard or even saw. Now, I was posed a question. Some friend of mine asked a question, and she says, when is it appropriate to give out physical punishment to a child? She doesn't believe in physical punishment at all, for children, and there's a lot of people that believe in the gentle parenting and hey, just talk to them. I, on the other hand, came up in an era where, you got that belt put to that ass, and unfortunately, we've gotten to a place where people don't know how to distinguish discipline from abuse, right? A lot of these groups out here that really think that just staring at you intensely, like your parents used to do in the store when they didn't want to yell at you, they just gave you that look, and then I remember watching a video, and the young boy was cutting up on his mom's. He didn't want to go to bed, and she was like, you gotta go to bed. She was trying to bargain with him, and this little boy was like, no, throwing a tantrum. His father walked in the room, didn't say a word, just looked at him. Little dude just straightened up and just marched right into his room. And reading the comments, you got some people that was like, yeah, that's a father. That's what a father does. A father brings that discipline, that structure, that organization to the household or whatever. Sometimes moms are not disciplinarians, right? Or strong disciplinarians. There was one comment that stood out really amongst all the comments that I have read, because I think that for the most part, most of the people were in agreement that father did what was right, and he must have laid down the law, and he knew I can't play with pops. This one lady says, it's just a shame that this young man was only expressing himself and that his father stopped that, and now he has to live in fear. And it's like, some of you people take just the extreme side of everything to try to make it the thing. And I don't want to deviate from what I'm talking about today to just give a bunch of examples, but we've gotten to a point where we got to realize that when it comes to punishment for your children, there's a such thing as discipline, and then there's a such thing as abuse. Abuse is me having a bad day coming home. Hi, Dad, just smack you, beating the hell out of you. That's abusive. Disciplining your child with a whooping is, hey, do such and such. Do such and such. Do such and such. After you say it so many times and all your directions have been ignored, then you put foot to ass to let them know there's consequences for you ignoring what I told you. Because when you get out here in the real world, let's be honest, you got cops killing folks, So it's like, do I want my child to have to suffer at the hands of cops who don't know how to deal with certain situations? It's not all cops, and that's a different topic for another time. Or do I want my child to be disciplined enough to say, okay, well, hey, one, I'm not breaking the law. And two, if I'm ever pulled over by a cop, I'm not irate and acting, other than just discipline, right? So yeah, there is a time to definitely met out physical punishment to your children. But what I told her also is that a lot of the situations we go through with our children, a lot of times they're just teachable moments. They're just moments where you can just, depending on your child, the maturity of the child, and how the child has been raised, because a child that's been raised up with structure and discipline, when they do something out of being just a child, those are teachable moments. Okay, these are one-offs. So you can sit that child down and you talk to them. They don't do X, Y, and Z. And for the most part, most children do listen to that. But physical punishment is not a bad thing when it's used sparingly and it's used in the right situation. So for me, I'm a lot different from my dad. My dad was one of those guys that says, hey, when I tell you what to do, you do it, and you do it when I tell you to do it. He got lenient over the years, to be honest with you. It was like, hey, he'll just say, hey, get this done before I get home. So that'll leave us plenty of time. Now, if we done fucked the whole day off doing what we wanted to do and disregarded what he said, it's either 2 weeks in the house or the whooping. A lot of times I just give me the whooping, because the whooping gonna be over with. That 2 weeks in the house in the summertime as a kid, when you got them brand new Huffies and Schwinns, that was torture. That was goddamn torture, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's in the city, and you can't go out. All the girls outside, and your homeboy, and you and your homeboy like the same girl, and he out there playing with her for them 2 weeks, and you in the crib. Oh man, that's torture. That's torture. So there is so to be honest with you, there is a time where physical punishment is necessary, and there's a time when sitting a child down, speaking to them, letting them know that, hey, these are teachable moments. These are moments that I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to give you instructions on it, the whole 9 yards. Because if we lead our children the correct way, we won't have to always physically put our hands on our children, right? So there is a time for teachable moments. There's a time for punishments, as far as, hey, you stand in the house. You're gonna be in the house for 2 weeks, a month, or whatever. And then there's time for physical punishment. We as parents just have to know when to do each one of those things, and never go into that situation too angry that you're not under control. Where your emotions are under control. You gotta go into that situation knowing that, okay, I'm calm. Boom, boom, boom. And then we gotta look at the severity of the act. So I hope this was helpful for you. Because I do believe in putting foot to ass. I do believe that, but I also believe in sitting a child down and speaking to them and getting them to understand the difference between the two. When it comes to my grandkids, hey, everything is, when they do a little this and that and the other, you can't just whoop them and hit them for every little thing. You just gotta sit down and talk to them. Now, if you disregard what I said and you do something that I told you, wind up doing the thing that I told you not to do, then we gotta put foot to ass. You gotta know who you're dealing with. So all this gentle parenting, and trying to gentle parent these little serial killers that y'all raising out here, y'all might have to